तस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाताम् सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम रामो हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. If we can just pause the recording for a moment, I'm just going to try to make the setting a little more easier and convenient for everyone. Please pause the recording for a moment. Okay. I'm so sorry for all the technical glitches and for the inability to share my presentation. But rest assured, today's session is going to be a very beautiful and a very memorable session for all of you. Today we are discussing the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled as Vishwaroop Darshana Yoga. It means the universal form of Lord Krishna. This chapter is primarily divided into four sections, and the acronym for this chapter is Rupa, R-U-P-A. The first four verses of this chapter is Arjun requesting the Lord. Arjun is making a very specific request here. And what is the request to the Lord that Arjun is making? So essentially, in the 10th chapter, Krishna has said that he is the greatest among all things. So Arjun has understood that. When Krishna is saying, I'm the greatest among all things, Arjun very clearly understands what Krishna is trying to say. But Arjun is asking this question on behalf of all of us. People are not interested in knowing things. People are interested in seeing things. So Arjun, when he's asking Krishna, can you please show me how you are all this that you told? So people are today inspired by magic. People come in large numbers if someone is showing magic. Otherwise, nobody's interested in coming to classes. Nobody is interested in understanding Gita. But if somebody is ready to show magic, create gold, create some kind of ashes from nowhere, heal some diseases, or do something miraculous. People throng there in large numbers. A devotee is not interested in the godless display of the universal form. One can only be inspired by the beautiful form of Krishna. So the devotee is only interested in seeing the beautiful form of Krishna. But when a devotee is thinking from the point of view of the material world, that means he's thinking from the point of view of um, what will inspire a common man, what will inspire someone who is not on the path of Krishna consciousness. And that's when Arjun is asking this question on behalf of all of us. So Arjun, he's asking, Krishna this question not from the point of view of his own interests, but he's asking from the point of view of what a common man is interested in understanding. So basically, a common man wants to see and not just hear. So Arjun is playing the role of a devil's advocate. So Arjun is saying, Mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samnitam yat tvayoktam vachastena mohayam vigato mama. He's saying, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So Arjun's illusion is gone. And then he says, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance or disappearance of living entities and have now realized your inexhaustible glories. Arjun now has realization of who Krishna is. Then he says, though I see you here before me in your actual position as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. Arjun is saying, Drishtum ichhami te rupam Aishwaram Purushottama. He's saying, I want to see that form of yours, which is the way in which you entered into this universal world. And then he says, if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, then kindly show me that unlimited universal form. Now, who is making the request? Arjun is making the request. What is Arjun requesting? Arjun is requesting Krishna, Krishna, you have told me so much about your greatness in the 10th chapter. Now show me your greatness. Show me how great you are. Show me. I mean, I'm not going to just believe you because you said it. If somebody tomorrow gets up and says that I am God, I am the creator of the whole universe, I am created all the gods, I've created all the human beings, I've created all the elements. So now what anybody can claim that, isn't it? But Arjun is saying, I am not interested in only hearing what you have claimed. I want to see that you actually are what you have claimed. So why is Arjun asking this question? Arjun is asking this question on behalf of all of us. He understands that people in Kali Yuga are going to have doubts. People in Kali Yuga are going to have serious doubts about Krishna's claims. And therefore, before anybody can raise doubts about the claims that Krishna has made in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is saying, please, you only show me everything. You show me, and only then I'll believe that you are actually everything. So Arjun's request for seeing the universal form is based on his compassion for the world. He is, exhibiting this kind of inquisitiveness because he loves all of us. And he knows people like us will come later on who may not believe in what they hear. They want to see. Therefore, Arjun is making this request. And Arjun's request to show the universal form of the Lord results in Krishna showing the universal form. So, the verse number 5 to 14 of the 11th chapter of the Gita are Krishna actually showing the universal form to Arjun. So, when Arjun asks for seeing the universal form, then Krishna, he says this. This is the fifth verse of the 11th chapter. He says, Pashyamam partha rupani satasho atha sahasrashah nama vidhani divyani nana varna kritini cha. He says, my dear Arjun, now see my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine, and multicolored forms. See here are the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things that no one has ever seen or heard before. Whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non moving is here, completely in one place. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystical opulences. Now, this is a description of everything that Arjun sees in the universal form. So, if anyone claims that he is God, first you have to show the universal form. Somebody says tomorrow you come across someone says, I'm God. Tell them, can you please show your Vishwaroop? You have to prove that you're God first before I accept you as God. So if anyone claims that he is God, ask that person to show the universal form. So this form of the Lord has all in one form. The universal form of the Lord is like a smartphone. Everything is in one phone, isn't it? You can do anything on that one phone. Similarly, the universal form of the Lord is all encompassing. All the apps of this world are there. All the great personalities in this world are there. All the elements of creation is there. Every single thing in the world is there in the universal form of the Lord. Second thing that we need to know about the universal form is that it is a material form. It does not exist eternally. It is an imaginary form. Krishna's form is eternally existing, but comes down sometimes. Ram is eternally existing, but it comes down sometimes. Similarly, the universal form of the Lord, from a manifestation point of view, it is always there. But as a form, it is only shown to Arjun. It is very rarely shown in the universe. Krishna tells Arjun, you cannot see this form straight away with your eyes. He says, you need special vision. Even to see a 3D movie, you need special vision, isn't it? I mean, if you see a 3D movie without that special vision, you probably can still see it, but you won't be able to see all the visual effects that are there, you know. Though the Virat Rupa of the Lord is a material form, he still needed a vision to see it. Today's gods can't give you the vision to see the universal form. All the so-called gods that are being created on a daily basis. The universal form requires a special vision. And the Lord gave that special vision to Arjun. And because the Lord gave that special vision to Arjun, Arjun was able to see things that no one in the world has ever seen before. The only thing about the universal form is that the universal form is not a form that you can reciprocate. Just like if Krishna manifests in the form of a deity, beautiful deity. Now, that form of the Lord, you can dress up, you can wear, put ornaments, you can bathe the Lord, you can feed the Lord, you can have a personal reciprocation with the Lord. But the universal form, how will you reciprocate? If you want to dress the universal form of the Lord, how much cloth you will need? All the cloth in the universe will fall short to dress up the universal form of the Lord, isn't it? How many ornaments you'll need? All the gold in this world will fall short to decorate the universal form of the Lord. So it is not exactly a very personal form. So Krishna is telling Arjun, here, take this divine eyes to see the universal form of mine. And then He says, "Behold my mystical opulences." So Krishna gives Arjun the divine eyes. So now, once Arjun is given the divine eyes, this is what Arjun sees. So Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra, he says, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjun. Arjun saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments, bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All were wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, and all expanding. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once in the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. That is how effulgent Krishna was. At that time, Arjun could see the universal form, the Lord with unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjun bowed down his head to offer obeisance, with his hands folded, began to pray to the Supreme Lord. So basically, Arjun got totally shocked and bewildered and confused. And then he begins to offer prayers. So, verse number 5 to 14 of the 11th chapter is the description of the universal form which we just saw. And from 15 onwards till 45 is the prayers of Arjun. Arjun is so shocked seeing the universal form of Krishna that he begins to offer a series of prayers. Arjun begins his series of prayers, bowing down his hand. And you know what is the first thing that he asks? So Arjun is making a little description of what he sees in the universal form. So verse number 15, Arjun is saying, um, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides like a blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. You are the supreme primal object. You are the ultimate resting place of all the universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion and the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion, Arjun says. And then he says, you are without origin, middle, and end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming out from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all spaces in between. So, like this, Arjuna is offering series of prayers to Krishna, one after another, and he is describing what he is seeing. He's saying all the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them are very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of sages and perfected beings are crying, all peace, and are praying to you singing Vedic hymns. And then he says, all the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. And then Arjun says, O mighty armed ones, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible mouth, terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So Arjun is actually saying that I am very disturbed looking at this form. He says, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouth, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed with fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of the mind. He says, O refuge of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing, death like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered, Arjun says. Then he says, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouth. And I see some of them trapped with their heads smashed between your teeth. Then he says, as many waves of rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moth dash to destruction in a blazing fire. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all the people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. O Lord of the Lords, O so fierce of form, please tell me who are you? I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Now, this is very interesting. He says, Arjuna is so bewildered looking at the Vishwaroop of Krishna, seeing all these ghastly type of things. He is finally asking, who are you? The interesting part is, Krishna is Arjun's best friend, his cousin brother. Arjun always thought I know Krishna, but suddenly he realizes I don't know this person at all. I have no idea who this person is. Arjun asking, "Who are you?" So basically, um, there are many really see in one place. Arjun has brought, Krishna has brought everything. It is not easy to see everything in one place. When you travel around the world, you see so many varieties of things. And if you go in one day to 10, 20 places, you get so confused. Yeah, and you don't want to go only anywhere after that. You just get so confused. All the places just get mixed up. Here, imagine Arjuna is seeing all the places in the universe at one go, in one place. He's seeing millions of people in one person. Arjuna is completely confused. He's asking him, who are you? I always thought I knew you, but now I'm seeing that I don't know you at all. So, the whole idea is that different parts of the universal form are different. Arjun was observing the different demigods within the universal form of the Lord, the different personalities within the universal form of the Lord. And he is bewildered and he's saying, please tell me who are you? And I offer my respectful obeisances to you. Please be gracious upon me. For example, father always loves his son. Just imagine that the father is a police officer. He wears his uniform in the office, and at home, he's always in plain civil clothes. If someday the father comes home in his police uniform and fires a gunshot in the air, son will get completely baffled. And his question is, who is this man? I don't seem to be knowing him at all. Under a similar situation, Arjun is requesting Krishna, who are you? I have never seen you in such a form before. And just imagine a friend. You have a friend who is generally very calm and very soft spoken. And if someday you find the same person very angry and very hostile, very rough in attitude, you might ask yourself, who is this? Is he the same friend of mine who is always so gentle in behavior? So Arjun is thinking to himself, is this the same Krishna that I know? The one who is supposed to be my dear friend. He says, Namastute Deva Vara Prasiddha. He's saying, Krishna, seeing this form of yours, there is inquisitiveness within me to know more about your form. I want to know who you are. I would like to know what is your aim in assuming this form. So, thus, one needs to have a burning desire to know the Lord more and more and more. Arjun, now at this point in time, has developed a burning desire to know Krishna. And this burning desire to know Krishna is the beginning of your spiritual journey, is the beginning to understand Krishna more and more. And therefore, Arjun's question here is very apt. Once upon a time, there was a devotee of Lord of the Lord known as Padmapada. So Padmapada was performing great tapasya in the forest one day. And one day a hunter comes across Padmapada. On seeing Padmapada meditating, the hunter asked him, what are you doing here? Which animal are you looking for in the forest? Padmapada understood that this person has no spiritual understanding at all. He doesn't even know that this person is sage who's doing meditation. So Padmapada understood that this hunter doesn't understand anything else about spirituality. So when he asked him which animal you're looking for, Padmapada decided to tell him in a language that he understands. Padmapada told him, I'm looking for an animal that is half lion, half man. Hunter said, in so many years of hunting profession, not never have I come across such an animal who is half man, half lion. But he said, but since you're saying it exists, I will get that animal for you by the end of the day. Padmapat told him, see, it is not possible. Very difficult to find this animal. And this hunter, he said, no, 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 I'll find. I know the forest very well. I'll find this animal and get for you. The hunter vowed by the end of the day, he will get the animal. And if he doesn't get the animal, he will not consume even a single drop of water. And he vowed that if he was unsuccessful in his task of getting the animal, he would end his life. The hunter then went for a search and he began to search for this animal, which was half man, half lion. And he was working so hard throughout the day. But no matter how much he searched, he was not able to find this animal, which was half man, half lion. When he could not find the animal by the end of the day, it was becoming sunset. And he was about to end his life by hanging himself with the help of a rope. Suddenly, Lord Narsingadev appeared in front of this guy. And Narsingadev asked him, are you looking for me? This hunter was shocked. He said, hey, where have you been so long? I have been searching for you all over. Narsingadev said, see, I am here standing in front of you. Tell me, how can I serve you now? The hunter, you know what he did? He took a rope. He tied the rope around the neck of Narsingadev and he began to pull the rope along with him. Narsingadev, tied on his neck like an animal, started walking along with this hunter. And this hunter brought Narsingadev, pulling him in front of Padmapad. Padmapad opened his eyes. And in front of him, he saw the hunter with a rope in his hand. And the rope was hanging tied to something, but he couldn't see what it was. The Lord was not visible to the eyes of Padmapad. Then the Lord said, see, the Lord spoke. Padmapad could not see the Lord, but he could hear the Lord. The Lord spoke to Padmapad and he said, the burning desire of this hunter to find me, he found me. He had such a eagerness in his heart to see me. He was thinking of me from morning to night. He did not care to even drink water or eat anything. But since you have associated with this hunter, by the power of the association of this hunter, you can at least hear me. And when you develop the same eagerness like this hunter, you will see me. Now imagine if from the story we understand if one wants to have darshan of the Lord, then he has to have eagerness to see and realize the Lord. Arjun displayed such an eagerness. He displayed such an eagerness to know about the Lord. Not only did Arjun want to know for himself, but he wanted to know for the whole universe. So here, the whole idea that Krishna is trying to help us understand. See, when he ends the last chapter, 10th chapter, by saying, "Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimat urjitam evava." He says, he's telling Arjun, know that all the opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from a spark of my splendor. Arjun is fortunate to have seen Krishna. He saw Krishna in his two-handed form, as well as he saw Krishna in the Vishwaroop form. So Arjun is so elevated, and because he is so elevated, he was able to see Krishna in such divine forms. So when Arjun is asking Krishna, "Who are you?" he is so bewildered, so confused, so shocked. He is not able to recognize his friend. He asks him, "Who are you?" And Krishna gives a very beautiful answer. In the 32nd verse of this chapter, Krishna says, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Kalosmi Lokashayakrit Pravriddho Lokan Samartum Iha Pravritta. He says, time I am, Kalosmi. He says, time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both the sides will be dead. So, what is the answer to Arjun's question? Who are you? Krishna says, I am time, Kala, and I annihilate everyone. And then he says, therefore, get up, prepare to fight, and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Savisachi, can be an instrument in the fight. See, this is a very, very important element in the Gita. Krishna is saying, Nimitta matra bhava savyasachi. He says, Nimitta means instrument. He says, be an instrument in my hand. I will do the killing. You just stand there. You just be available. You just stand there and you get all the credit. Ram tells Sugriv in the Ramayana, go and fight with Vali. Sugriv says, hey, I will fight with Vali, but who will kill him? Ram says, I'll kill him. He says, you just fight, but I'll kill. So Krishna is telling Arjuna over here, you just fight. I've already killed everyone. Same thing, alignment between Ramayana and the Gita. So whatever Krishna is telling, Ram has already done it. And therefore, we can completely have faith. I only need to fight, but actual work will be done by the Lord. I only need to show that I am putting an effort. And the actual effort, actual result will come by is in the hands of the Lord. Just like Ramesh Baba, there was a great saint in Barsana named Ramesh Baba. And um, so he would sleep in the mountains of Barsana. Now, this was like, 50 years back when he sold his Radhanath Swami. When he was traveling around India, he happened to spend a few days in Barsana with Ramesh Baba. So at that time, Barsana was not a developed place. It was a remote forest. And um, when they went to sleep in the night in the forest, there was no house, there was no roof, there was nothing. When they went to sleep at night in the forest, Ramesh Baba kept a small stick next to him and went to sleep. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in his inquisitiveness, he asked him, "What is the stick for?" Ramesh Baba gave a very interesting answer. He said, "This stick, if any tiger comes in the night, I will show the stick to shoo away the tiger." I don't know whether you will all adopt this trick if you ever see a tiger coming towards you. Can you take a stick and shoo away a tiger? And you think the tiger will get scared and run away? The tiger is not a dog, isn't it? You take a stick and show the dog, probably the dog will run away. But a tiger is massive. There's no question of this tiger getting scared of sticks. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj asked Ramesh Baba, said, "Hey, how come you're keeping a stick with you? Will the tiger actually get scared of a stick? Will you be able to defend yourself using a stick?" Ramesh Baba, with a smile in his face, he said, "See, even if you have a gun, you can't do anything in front of the tiger. And with a stick, you definitely can't do anything in front of a tiger. But why do I have the stick? I have the stick simply to show the Lord that I am putting some effort from my side to protect myself. But actually, even if you put all the effort from your side to protect yourself, ultimately, the protection comes from the Lord only. You and me cannot protect ourselves. We need the power of the Lord. We need the strength of the Lord. We need the grace of the Lord to protect ourselves. Therefore, Krishna is telling Arjun, Nimitta matra bhave savyasachi. You simply become an instrument in my hand. I will take care of all your needs. I will provide for all your wants. Therefore, Krishna is telling Arjun, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and all the great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and don't be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in the battlefield. So Krishna is giving a reassurance to Arjun. Don't worry, just fight. I will take care of everything. So this is the assurance that Krishna is giving Arjun. So when Arjun is asking him, "Who are you?" Krishna is saying, "Time I am. I am the universal form." Um, it's a very interesting thing. Why is Krishna saying, "I am time"? Have you ever wondered why is Krishna saying Kalosmi Bharata Shriva? I am time. You know why? Because the only thing every human being, no matter who he or she is, has to bend in front of is time. You may stand tall in front of everyone in the world, but in front of time you have to bend down. You may be the smartest person in the world, but when in front of time you have to bend down. Because time appears to us as a form of age. As you get older, we realize that I need to bend down now. As you get older, you realize I am now not capable of doing what I used to do before. All of us are forced to offer obeisances in front of time. All of us are forced to fall on our knees in front of time. The power of time doesn't exist for a devotee. You know why? Because for a devotee, the more time passes, he gets a feeling I'm coming closer to Krishna. The more time goes ahead, the devotee starts getting more and more convinced that I'm coming closer to Krishna. And for a non devotee, for someone who doesn't know that Krishna is time, time is scary. The more number of years pass, the more scared they get. Why? Because they know that they're reaching an end, because it is all about themselves. The power of time does not exist for a devotee. Krishna will pull us back to him. He tells Arjun, I've already killed all of them. He says, you take the credit. To write an exam, the pen does not get credit, does it? Have you ever seen a pen claiming, I did it? You may write the exam, but the pen will never get the credit for it. The doctor gives an injection. Does the syringe get the credit? It gets thrown in a dustbin, isn't it? So Arjun is like a pen or a syringe, but Krishna is giving credit to the instrument. Krishna does not take the credit himself. The whole victory of the Mahabharat war, it doesn't go to Krishna, it goes to Arjun. He is the hero of the war. So, this is the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is such an amazing person that he does everything and he allows us to take credit for it. We are such people that we don't do anything, we take credit for that also, what we have not done, isn't it? Krishna is such an amazing person. He does everything and he gives us the credit for doing it. And therefore, um, this is the mood of Krishna. Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra, after hearing these words of Krishna, the trembling Arjun offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. And he fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. So this is Arjun again speaking. He's saying, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. And thus, everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisance unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, the transcendental to this material manifestation. And he says, you are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, or limitless form. This cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So, like this, Arjun is offering, respectful obeisances from all sides. So Arjun is offering of respectful obeisances from all directions. Till now, Arjun has thought of him as a friend. But today, at this point in time, Arjun is realizing that this person is something else. This person is another level of a personality. I am nothing in front of Krishna. Then he says, Arjun is very, very clear that this person is not my friend at all. He's way, way, way beyond me. So like this, Arjuna is glorifying Krishna, appreciating Krishna. He's saying, obeisance unto you from the front, from behind, from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of the limitless might. You're all pervading. You are everything. And then he says, this is something beautiful. He says, uh, Sakheti matva prasabam yaduktam he Krishna he Yadava he Saketi Adnata Mahimanam Tavedam Maya Pramadat Pranayena Vapi. He says, thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glory. Please forgive me whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone, and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all the offenses. Arjun is suddenly realizing that my friend is God. And then he's realizing that, thinking that he's my friend, I have made fun of him in front of other people. I have made fun of him when he was alone, and I made fun of him publicly. And I have taken him so casually. I've been lying on the same bed with him. Imagine, suddenly you realize your best friend or your wife or husband is God. What will you do? I mean, it's scary, isn't it? Because when you are in a casual dealing with people, you end up being informal. You end up sometimes being disrespectful. You end up being sometimes making fun of them and jesting with them. And suddenly, Arjun is panicking because he's realizing, imagine if Krishna remembers that day this fellow put his leg on me. That day this fellow made fun of me. Now I am God, I'm going to take revenge on him. So Arjun is scared. He's thinking, oh my God, what have I done? Have I offended him? And is Krishna going to remember all those offenses that I've done to him? And I'm finished. Why he's thinking like that? Because now the equation has changed. Krishna is no more his friend. He's saying, you are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and non moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be with you. How then can anyone be greater than you within the three worlds? So, like this, Arjun is offering prayers to Krishna from his heart. He's offering prayers to Krishna, telling him that I am surrendering to you, saying, you are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus, I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask for your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of a son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate my wrongs that I might done to you. Arjun is really scared and he's repenting so much. And he's saying, after seeing this universal form which I have never seen before, I'm gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of the Lords, O abode of the universe. So Arjun is telling, go back to your original form, basically. He's saying, then look at this request. This is a very interesting request Arjun makes. The next verse number 45. He's telling Krishna, 46, sorry. He's telling Krishna, O universal form, O thousand armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four armed form, with helmet, head, and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hand. I long to see that form of yours. So, look at the transition. So, Arjun now at this point in time, he's scared of the universal form. Hundreds of hands. And many people, when they see Narsingh Dev on the altar, they see this fierce form of God tearing open Hiranyakashipu's body. People get scared of Narsingh Dev. There was one Western person who happened to see this particular photograph of Narsingh Dev tearing open Hiranyakashipu's belly, and this person asks um, this man, "What is this? Who is this?" He says, "This is our God." And he says, "Why is he tearing open somebody's belly?" And his God is angry with this fellow. This fellow has done some naughty things, and therefore he's tearing open his belly. This man freaks out because he has never seen a God that is so angry. It tears open people, basically. So when Arjun sees the universal form of Krishna, he says, "Please, my Lord, take out this universal form. I can't handle it at all." And he's telling Krishna, "Please show me a form that I can love." Universal form scares you, causes fear. The Vishnu form, the four-handed form of Vishnu, brings awe and reverence. So the moment you see the four-handed form of Vishnu, you are in awe and reverence. You go to South India and all these Vishnu temples, the mood of awe and reverence. And the two-handed form of Krishna brings out love. The two-handed form of Krishna is the personal form of Krishna. And the moment you see the two-handed form of Krishna, you completely fall in love with him, completely fall in awe and reverence with him, completely fall in great uh, union and connection with him. So Krishna, Arjun is asking like this, and Krishna replies to Arjun. He says, "My dear Arjun, happily have I shown you my internal potency, by my internal potency, this supreme universal form of mine within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence." Krishna is saying, no one has ever seen this before. No one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. And then Krishna is telling Arjun, you have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, Be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So, Krishna is understanding Arjuna is too scared, doesn't want to scare him so much. He shows his. Uh, Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra, is telling the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having thus spoken to Arjun, um, displayed his real four-handed form, and at last shows his two-handed, two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjun. So what Krishna does from the Vishwarupa, he reduces and shows his four-handed Vishnu form. And then from that four-handed Vishnu form, he reduces and gets back to the original form of Krishna. When Arjun thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in my mind. I am now restored to my original nature." He is relieved seeing his friend back. He's relieved seeing the person that he, always knew back with him. Krishna, he makes this very beautiful verse. This is the verse number 52. Krishna telling Arjun, he's saying, "My dear Arjun, tu durdarsham idam rupam drishtavan asiyan mama deva api asya rupasya nityam darshana kankshati." He says, "My dear Arjun, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods seeking opportunity to this form which is so dear." Which form is talking about? Talking about the two-handed form. So that means universal form is rare. That is for sure. But even more rarer than the universal form is the two-handed form of Krishna. That's what Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna over here. So very, very rare people see the universal form of the Lord. But the rarest of the rare people see the two-handed form of Krishna. That is even more rare. So Krishna is saying the form you are now seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood by the Vedas. And he says, it is not by these means that one can see me as I am. And Krishna now is giving the secret of how you can see him as he is right now. This is the essence of the 11th chapter of the Gita. If you understand this verse that we're going to speak right now, you understood the 11th chapter actually. If you don't understand this verse and you see all other verses, you have not understood the 11th chapter at all. You know what Krishna says? He says, Bhaktya to Ananya Shaktya. Aham evam vidorjuna. Yatum drishtum cha tatvena. Pravishtum cha parantapa. He says, my dear Arjun, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Krishna is giving us a very powerful secret. And he's telling, Mat karma krin mat paramo mad bhakta sanga varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasa mam eti pandava. He says, my dear Arjun, this is Krishna's final instruction, the last verse of this chapter. He who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. This is Krishna's final verdict. So, all of us see many things in our day to day life, they are due to the external potency of the Lord. But what Arjuna was seeing was due to the internal potency of the Lord. The Lord possesses two energies, Antaranga Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti. Antaranga Shakti means internal potency of Krishna, and Bahiranga Shakti means external potency of Krishna. All of us, we are very much connected to the Bahiranga Shakti, the external potency of Krishna, which is very bewildering, which is very confusing, which is very attractive. which is very, very tempting. But great devotees like Arjun are attracted to the internal potency. They are not attracted with external potency. As I said, Krishna showed the universal form, isn't it? The universal form is magical. The universal form is mystical. The universal form has everything. The universal form is powerful. But Arjun is not attracted by the universal form. He said, I don't want this. I don't want this display of opulence. I want my Krishna back. I want the sweet Saumya Rupa of Krishna back. Similarly, a lot of us, in the beginning of our spiritual lives, we're attracted to the external energy of the Lord, the razzle dazzle of the material world. So many beautiful things in the creation of the Lord. But as we slowly progress in our spiritual journeys, we lose interest in the external material manifestation of Krishna and we get madly attracted to the beautiful, mesmerizing form of Krishna, two-handed form, the beautiful, innocent form of Krishna. That is what devotion is all about. So Krishna is telling Arjun that you don't bother about the external form. That's not for you. That is just to show the world. You connect with me as a person. And he says, how do you connect with me? He says, Bhaktya Ananya Shakya. Connect with me through devotion. Two times in the Mahabharata, we find Krishna manifesting this universal form yet again. One is in the Bhagavad Puran, the story where Mother Yashoda was looking in the mouth of Krishna. Balram complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna opened his mouth, Krishna ate mud. Mother Yashoda was really worried. She told Krishna, open your mouth, open your mouth. And Krishna opened his mouth, and inside the mouth of Krishna, Yashoda saw the universal form, the Virat Roop. And the most amazing thing is inside the mouth of Krishna, she saw herself looking into the mouth of Krishna. The whole universe was there inside the mouth of Krishna. And for a moment, Yashoda got bewildered, confused. She thought, my child is God. The moment Krishna saw the confusion in his mother's eyes, he took away the vision. And he became the innocent little boy, little child of Mother Yashoda. Similarly, here, Krishna is showing the universal form to Arjun, and Arjun is getting bewildered. He's getting so scared. He's really trembling. Krishna is saying, no, 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 don't forget it. Don't even know that you have seen this. Forget it. I'll show you my original form. And he shows this beautiful two-handed form. Arjun becomes very peaceful. The third time Krishna shows universal form is in the court of Hastinapur in front of Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Krishna shows the Virat Roop right in the middle of the court. And Duryodhana sees it. And he thinks he's a magician. Duryodhana's conclusion is very strange. Are here is God showing Virat Roop. And Duryodhana is saying, no, no, this fellow's a magician. He has done some magic trick to bewilder us. He is not ready to believe only that he is God. That means if God shows us the Virat Roop also, but if you don't have faith, you will think it is just magic and hocus pocus. It's not real at all. Duryodhana said, I don't believe this fellow. And he said, I'm going to tie him up. Imagine tying up Virat Roop, how much rope you'll need. Duryodhana sent soldiers to tie up Krishna. Krishna manifested this such a massive Virat Roop. He said, where will you get so much ropes from, Baba? Try to tie a Virat Roop? Impossible. And that's when Dhritarashtra saw the Virat Roop of Krishna. He was blind from his birth. The only thing the blind king saw in his entire life was Virat Roop of Krishna. Imagine that. The guy was blind from his birth, never saw anything in his life. The only thing he sees is Krishna's Virat Roop. What a fortunate person he is. What a fortunate person. We see so many things in our lives and we get confused by so many things in our life. And this guy cannot see anything. The only thing he ever sees is God. Isn't that such a fortune? But Dhritarashtra was so distracted that in spite of seeing the universal form of Krishna, he did not surrender to Krishna. That was his misfortune. That was his sad state. And therefore, when we study the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita and we study the universal form of the Lord, let us understand this is something else. But like Arjun, we must learn to focus not on the external things, not on the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord. Focus on the Antaranga Shakti of the Lord. Krishna is Arjun Samvad. The whole discussion is centered on Virat Roop. But for Arjun, the discussion begins in the end. The last two verses of what Krishna says, that is the most important verse of these two chapters, this entire chapter. Unfortunately, most interpreters of the Bhagavad Gita do not reach the last two verses of the 11th chapter. And they don't understand what Krishna is trying to tell. Krishna is trying to tell all of us through Arjun, forget the Virat Roop. Yes, I showed the Virat Roop. Yes, I am the universal form. But that form of mind is not so important as this form of mind, two-handed form. And Krishna is telling Arjun, this form of mind, the two-handed form, is the form that you should worship. And Krishna he tells Arjun, the personal form can be understood only by love. So the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita ends with bhakti, ends by saying that to understand the personal form of Krishna, you need devotion, you need bhakti. Bhaktya ananya shakya. That's what. Only by bhakti you can understand. That's what he ends the 11th chapter by saying. The entire 12th chapter is bhakti yoga. How to do that bhakti. So if you want to know how to do that bhakti, please attend the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which we will take up from next time. Next Thursday, we probably may not have the class. I'm traveling very widely in US. I'm actually practically every second day taking a flight to another city, giving classes in another place. It's just too many programs happening, too much travel happening. I'm sorry I'm not being able to keep the consistency of the Gita classes on just because the timings and the flights are like the next Thursday, at the exact time of the Gita class, I'm in one flight and flying to another city. So that is the reason I'm not able to take the Gita class next Thursday. But the Thursday after that, we will surely have the Gita class, which is I think on 9th of November, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what's the date, but whatever the Thursday after the next, we will definitely have the Gita class. So please do keep your schedules on for it, and we'll make sure that we have the Gita class on time the week after next. So that means 2nd of November we will not have the class, but 9th of November we will definitely have the Bhagavad Gita classes, and we will definitely be taking the class. So 9th of November, we will actually be studying the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is on Bhakti Yoga, as I just mentioned. And it is a very, very powerful and a very, very beautiful chapter. So please do make sure that you are a part of it. So um, going forward, the next few chapters are very, very beautiful and very critical. Especially the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is very, very powerful and very critical. Please try your best to make sure that you attend the 12th chapter personally. And uh, and in the meanwhile, while you have these breaks, please try your best to catch up on the recordings of the classes that you have missed in between. And also, one very, very important thing that I would like to share with all of you is that on 28th of October, there is in just 2 days from now, is the starting of the Kartik month. Kartik month is one of the most powerful months of the year for devotees of Krishna. It is the month that belongs to Radharani. If anyone wants to advance in their spiritual journeys, in their spiritual life, Kartik is a month that is meant for you. I would highly recommend all of you to prioritize this month. 1 month, please chant as many rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as possible. 1 month, as much of spiritual practices as possible. Please try your best to do it. 1 month, try your best to give for Krishna. And I'll tell you, this 1 month will be the most transformative month of your lives. So I know many of you all who are hearing these Gita classes, they're chanting 5 rounds, 6 rounds, some of them 8 rounds, 12 rounds. But for this 1 month of Kartik, every one of you, please chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mantra every day for 1 month. And I'll tell you, this 1 month will give you more mercy and more grace of Krishna and Rishimati Radharani than any other time that you will ever do in your life. And if possible, every single day in this 1 month, offer one lamb to Krishna. one lamp with wick made up of ghee, dipped in ghee. Just offer that lamp to Krishna every single day of this month and sing the Damodarashtakam along. You'll just find it on YouTube. You'll find Damodarashtakam bhajan. Just play that along and sing along and offer lamps to the Lord. Just these three things, if you do, your life will be transformed in this 1 month. I pray and hope that the month of Kartik is a very, very auspicious beginning and an auspicious growth of all your spiritual lives. And may all your spiritual desires be fulfilled in this auspicious month of Kartik. And I'm hoping and praying that these Gita classes are bringing in the wisdom that all of you are seeking and the connection that all of you are seeking with Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If anybody has any quick questions or comments, we can take up. If there's any one or two quick questions or comments, please. Whoever is managing the Zoom, please can you unmute Manjula ji? I don't have, somehow I'm not able to do it from my iPhone, from my phone. It's somehow getting stuck. One second, let me try. Okay. Manjula ji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask, there is a form of Lord Krishna described in Srimad Bhagavatam where it says the mountains are the bones, and the trees are the hairs on his body,
Correct.
and the
Correct.
sun and moon are the. How do we relate between the two? Is that a different sort of a form, or is it a part of
That
this
is,
form?
it is exactly this form in a described in a different way. That is an unmanifested way of showing the universal form. So the entire universe is Krishna's form only, in one sense, basically. But to Arjun, Krishna concised it and showed it in one place. But the Bhagavatam is spreading it out and showing it across the universe. That's the difference. But it's exact same form, basically. Okay. I'm unmuting Vijaya ji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, I have two questions basically. But I just wanted to know, so is all the three Virat roots of Krishna are same length?
Okay. No, they are all different. The one that was shown to Arjun was the most complete form of the Virat Roop. And Krishna tells Arjun that no one has ever seen this before. So, which means that it is the most complete form. And Mother Yashoda's Virat Roop that was shown was a very different manifestation of the Virat Roop. And what was shown to Duryodhan was a very, very, very tiny part of the Virat Roop. It is not even the complete manifestation of the Virat Roop. That's the difference between the three.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. My next question is, Prabhu, even though Arjun is so close to Krishna, but while asking him, why he was asking that he wanted to see the loving four-handed form of Krishna instead of directly asking him to show his two-handed form?
I guess there is it's a it's a progression basically. As I said, Arjun is asking questions on our behalf.
Hmm.
Arjun is not asking questions because he wants to, he wants to know the answers. He already knows all the answers. So Arjun is asking questions on our behalf. So Arjun understands that these are questions that will be in the mind of people. So now, when Krishna is exhibiting the Virat Roop, naturally people are wondering, is this Vishnu? Arjuna wants to clarify even that this person only is Vishnu, this person only is Krishna, this person only is Virat Roop. So Arjuna is kind of, in one sense, he is helping us sort all our problems in one go, isn't it? That's why.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take one last question. This is Kirti Vyas. Sorry, just one second.
Hare Krishna
Yes.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for such wonderful class. It's always pleasure to attend your classes. So my question is, I was discussing like this Bhagavad Gita with my husband, and he raised a couple of questions which I wasn't able to answer. And these are not related to today's class, but I'll tell you what were his confusions. So I told him that when Bhagwan breathed in, when Bhagwan is in Yog Nidra and he breathed in, all universes disappear or maybe gets inside him. And when he breathes out, universes are formed. So he asked me, is it called pralaya? I don't know if
Is it called pralay?
Yeah, he asked me, is it called pralaya?
You can say that it is called pralay.
Okay. And
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, I can. Okay,
Yeah.
so I tell him that
You can
it
say
is
that it is
pralaya.
called pralay. Yeah, absolutely. You can say that.
Okay. So another thing he asked me, that if someone dies in pralay and he's in Kali Yuga, when new universe forms, do they get birth in Kali Yuga or in Satyug? Also,
No, it's a cycle. Yeah, it's cycle. They go back to Satyug.
Okay. All right. And one more thing. He asked me that I told him that we made a mistake and came to material world. He said, what is the guarantee that if we go back to Golok and we don't make the same mistake again?
Yeah, so basically that guarantee the Lord gives us.
Okay.
He says, once a person comes to me, that person doesn't come back.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
That guarantee the Lord has given us. So that effort to go back there, we have to put in. But after that, once we go back there, Krishna has given us a guarantee we won't come back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here and attending these classes. It really means a lot to me, and I'm very, very happy and grateful to serve all of you through these classes. Thank you very much, and I'm hoping to see all of you soon. Hare Krishna.